Hello and welcome to interview.
Yeah.
Welcome to the interview. We're in the end of all things, the void. And I'm here interviewing Ethan Henry about his music.
Yep.
Amateur musician.
Yep.
YouTuber extraordinaire.
I suppose.
Host.
Of many things. Yeah.
Extraordinary man.
Thank you, Adam.
Extraordinary man of many talents. A jack of all trades.
I hope you haven't bigged me up too much here now that I'm going to let this down.
He's okay. He's fine. Don't get your hopes up too much. But so yeah, you make music. I feel like that's kind of your main thing.
Yeah,
you make a lot of music, and you do it all amateurly.
Mm-hmm.
You live in Mayo, around where I'm from.
Yeah.
We go to the same school.
Yeah.
And yeah, you've been doing this for a while. You started young.
Yeah.
And you do it all like by yourself. I've seen like your studio. I've seen the instruments you use, and like it's like you operate so well. Your stuff sounds so good. It sounds so professional. You've got stuff coming out on
he's
Spotify.
Really overdoing me here, man.
It sounds good. Your stuff sounds good. The lyrics feel professional, but you've done it all independently. Without like studio backing or anything like that. So talk to me about that kind of journey.
Yeah, look, I suppose like anything, even working in the film industry or a beautician, whatever you want to go on to do, it's very hard to do something without a budget.
Yes.
And like Adam says, we live out in rural Mayo. Don't come from money or anything. We've started from the bottom up, but I have had good music heritage with my family.
Yep.
But the Henrys are actually renowned around the East of Mayo. Yeah, the East of Mayo. For being great musicians.
Very much so.
My cousins are also in a band of their own. My father was in a band. My granddad was in a band. Basically, wherever you look across my family, they've been in some sort of music area.
Yeah.
But like you said, coming from an amateur background, it's very hard because, like anything, money is everything.
Yeah, exactly, of course.
If you want to get sponsorship, if you want to get good instruments, if you want to get good deals, if you want to get on some shows, anything like that, it's all money.
Yeah.
So the way we've kind of tried to do it is I've tried to run it through my local community, who have been very, very helpful so far. I mean, it all started like my whole journey with my first single that's coming out started in our school, Ballyhonus, when I played at the launch of the book. Ink and Imagination, that we were both part of. I played the song at it and I went down amazing, and then I got a call from Time Warner the next day saying he wanted me on his show. So that's kind of where it started with my community, and then I got in touch with a great man, Joe Byrne. Oh, what a man. The stories he can tell.
Yeah.
But I got into him, and he's going to be putting me in the Glore, and I got into a few people in Ballyhonus, and they're going to put me in the Anna. These are like books from our community.
Local, magazines.
That just talk about the community. I'm going on Caspar Radio, Claremorris Radio, Midwest again. But it's just completely community orientated, because anything outside the community, you're looking at money, and that's just something we can't afford.
Yeah.
Even with the studio day that we got to actually go and film the song, it came as a prize for winning the Night and Day Song competition. So I got to go up to Dublin for a day and film the studio for, well, obviously not for free, so I had to pay for travel and musicians and stuff.
Yeah.
But the studio itself I got for free. So again, if I didn't get that, would I have got the song recorded? It's a big question, because studio is about 300, 400 euro.
Maybe not as soon.
Exactly, yeah. It's completely down to just the way things have fallen in place has been perfect to allow me to be where I am at my career.
Yeah.
And if it didn't fall into place, I feel like I'm hitting the right age. Do you know, 18 is kind of a great time to be trying to break onto the scene.
Yeah, you're doing it at a
Any
good time.
younger, you know, they're saying he's a bit young.
It's
Any
hard
older, they're saying, well, sure, look at he's 20,
not
whatever.
cute anymore.
Yeah, no,
We need someone cute.
Okay. But yeah, it's hard coming from, you know, not exactly being able to fund everything yourself, you know. But with the people around me so far, I can't do any better. I mean, I'm up here with you doing this rather than, you know, getting someone real
very
professional.
modest, but I think you've brought yourself a lot of that way.
Thank you.
With the resources you have, and you've done a lot.
Well, you have to try and do.
One thing I think about your music that I find interesting as someone who makes, as an artist as well, who makes art as well. I think it's interesting. A lot of your music comes from a very personal place.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of great art comes from a personal place.
Yeah.
And a lot of mediocre art that I make comes from a personal place.
Yeah.
But that's quite a difficult process. It's something I think that is something. It's not something everyone can tap into.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about kind of your experience with that, I guess.
Well, when I look at music nowadays, I think there's some great music in terms of the way things are made, like the beats that are being used behind everything's becoming more automated. Even though I'm not massively into that, I do understand where they're coming from and how it's improving music in a different sense. It's taking it to a different place completely. I understand that, but I think pure music is true music. That's the way I like to put it.
Okay.
When I make music, and with my band as well, the two girls, when we perform, I like to talk about music that is real with people, because you can hear a lot of stuff and it's just about sex, to put it blandly, and it's just about relationships and it's all well and good and everything, but it doesn't talk about the things that actually happen to people, which is what I like to delve into, because if you can relate to a song means a lot to you.
Fair. Okay.
If you hear a song about someone that passed away, and recently someone in your family passed away, or someone that you cared about passed away recently, that song is going to stick with you for life, because it's going to make you remember that person. Anytime you think of that person, you're going to think of that song, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So I like to tackle music from that sort of view, that I want to talk about things that people can actually relate to.
Yeah. Real
world problems, right? So especially my first single that's coming out, Lost in Space, it's all about dementia. And that is something that, would you believe, 10 million people every year worldwide are diagnosed with dementia. Every year, 10 million new people. And the number is rising every year.
Jesus.
Would you believe? That is a scary, scary statistic. And there's something like 50,000 alone in just Ireland. And that's rising year on year. I don't know why it is, but it is.
Yeah.
And that's why I'd like to delve into this topic of letting people know that it is happening, and it's not great that's happening, but it's okay to feel that way, and that you're not the only person that is experiencing this. And throughout my album that I'm hoping to release within the next year, fingers crossed, we'll see how the first release goes. I'm hoping with this album to delve into more topics, like maybe something to do with war or the afterlife, things like this. Not to go into too much, but these kind of topics that actually mean something to people, and that are going on in the real world, because music, like you said, is a form of art, and you need to talk about things through art. You see it with poetry. Great poets talk about great topics, so I think great musicians can talk about great topics.
Hell
yeah. So that's where I'm coming from.
Nice. Ethan, you're in a band, McHenry and the Dog Roses.
Yep, that's the one.
And there's 3 members. So tell me a little bit about, like, I don't know, forming the band, working together, collaborating on it.
Cool.
Tell me about the band.
So as Adam said, our band is called McHenry and the Dog Roses. A weird name. Not a name you'd hear all too often, I'd like to say.
Interesting, memorable name, which is what you want.
Exactly. It's something that makes your ears perk. Any person that I went to whenever we're gigging and stuff, and I've said the name, they said, sorry? Do you know?
They won't
like
forget
straight
it.
away, it's with them. But there's a meaning behind the name. We didn't just pick random things and throw them in and say, sure, that'll do.
Yeah.
McHenry comes from, my name's Ethan Henry, obviously, and in Irish it translates to Mach Ainry. But I felt like that was too much for, if our music does make it outside of Ireland, people are going to struggle to understand that. So I just changed it to the English form of the Irish name, if that makes sense. So I just changed it to McHenry. And then I also love Fleetwood Mac. They're a bit of an inspiration there.
Fair.
And then the 2 other girls in my band, Elizabeth and Victoria Burkowski, they're sisters. And their mother is originally from Moldova. And their national flower is the dog rose. So McHenry represents me, and the Dog Roses represents the 2 fine musicians that are with me.
Okay.
And it's been brilliant performing with them, because actually for ages I've been writing like the last maybe 2 years, and I was always looking for people to play with, and there was never really people that were that interested in playing music full time. So it was just pure luck. Elizabeth is in my class in school, but I was at this event playing music one day, and her sister came in, and her sister was holding a violin, and I just looked at Elizabeth, I was like, so when the fuck did your sister play the violin? I was like, what?
She's
the
very
hell?
talented.
Yeah. And she said, I've definitely told you this before. I was like, no, you have not.
Yeah.
So I started playing Lost in Space right there on the spot, and Victoria just started soloing, and I was like, we're doing this.
Wow.
Like, this is the thing. And from that day, the band was formed. Literally just pure luck that we all came together.
Wow.
Yeah. So since then, we played a pretty big festival in Boyle, which was the night and day. Damien Dempsey was nothing compared to us. Sorry, no, he was pretty good.
I believe it.
Yeah. We played a couple more gigs. We've also done 1 or 2 charity gigs since as well, to do with Alzheimer's. So yeah, that's kind of been our journey so far as a band. Now
Nice.
on to the first single.
You play instruments and you sing
Mm-hmm.
in the band, in your music in general. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I attempt to sing. I won't big myself up as a great singer. Yeah, I suppose it was only through playing guitar that I started singing.
Yeah.
Because before then, actually, to go back to the very beginning of when I first started playing music.
Okay.
I first started playing to when I was in primary school, as I feel like a lot of young Irish people in primary school are made to do.
Yeah.
But I did the lessons outside of school, so I actually properly played to
You actually liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. But then I hit the age of about 11, and I got such like stage fright, but not even playing in front of, just playing in front of my teacher. I couldn't do it anymore. So I completely gave up the tin whistle, and I completely gave up music for about 2 years. Then I hit about 13, and my dad wanted me to start playing the guitar because he plays the guitar. So he started giving me lessons for about a month, and we'd have a lesson once a week, just as if it was a proper teacher.
Yeah.
And I'd never touched the guitar between the lessons, and after a month he gave up, and I didn't touch the guitar again for a year.
Yeah.
And I thought, right, I'm just not meant to be with music, because I've tried it and it just hasn't worked out. But one day, I don't know, was it during lockdown or something, but there was some point in my life anyway where I said, fuck it, I actually want to learn the guitar. So I picked up the guitar, I went on YouTube, I started learning bits off YouTube, which shows you how good YouTube can be for learning stuff.
My
it
God.
can be so good.
Yeah.
And I started picking up chords, and the second you pick up a few chords, you can play a few songs. I actually always remember the day that I sat out on my patio with the guitar, and normally up until then I'd just be strumming my chords. But on this day, I decided to play one of my favourite songs.
Yeah.
And I actually played the song, and I was like, holy shit. And then I started playing more songs and more songs. Then I was like, so this is music. So from then, I've been attempting to keep learning guitar. There's still so much I don't know about the guitar. So much I'll probably never know.
Always learning.
Always learning.
Yeah.
And recently I've been trying to pick up the piano as well, to the best of my ability.
Wow.
So yeah, trying to do piano, guitar, singing. And it comes in so handy for writing. So handy for melody
to be able
and
to
stuff.
pull it off.
Exactly, yeah.
Muscle memory and experience.
Yeah,
and
but like with my band, Liz plays the piano in the band, or the harp. Like, I'd love to be that talented to be able to play the harp.
The harp, yeah.
The harp is unreal, and Vic can literally play anything from the ear.
Really?
I'm not a good musician that way. I can't hear something being able to play.
But she's had a couple of years.
Well, she was classically trained, so she's like doing that the whole
Really?
time. Oh, she is unbelievable. She's definitely watching this. Don't be too happy with yourself, Vic. But you are
Get over yourself.
and like the two of them are unreal. Such good musicians.
They're okay.
That's what I'll say about them.
Yeah.
People.
But morally terrible. They're
But the musician part,
talented, extremely.
That's the main thing.
No, but they are.
They're
talented.
serious. They're serious. Yeah, really, really. I'm so lucky that I fell into a band with the two of them. It could have been anyone, but
Yeah.
do you know? And I actually get along with the two of them really well. So
Okay, well, that's
So sometimes you have bands like Oasis
Or the
and then,
Beatles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these people that fall out.
Or
But,
or the gang in the movie Heat, Robert De Niro.
oh yeah, that's kind of it, I suppose. Thanks, Adam, for interviewing me.
Of course, yeah, honor.
And make sure you stream the song. It's out on November the 1st on all streaming platforms. I mean, like
Every one of
anything
them.
you can
Kitchen
find.
appliances, the whole shebang.
Anything you can think of, laptops, microwaves, ovens, it's there.
Right.
Also a music video will be coming out. I'd say this will be out first, so the music video will be out in a few days as well. A lot of effort was put into it, and stream it, share it, follow us. Your turn.
Happy Halloween.